Let's chat about what your Google Ads budget should be set to on a per day basis. So if you are running a Google Ads campaign, which we have one here, we're just in campaigns and overview here. We've actually selected a specific campaign just so you can see the breakdown for this one campaign. The budget for this campaign is set to $90 a day. If we hover over this, it's going to tell us like, hey, look, in this month of December, you won't be charged more than $2,736 for this campaign. But you'll notice that it's kind of fluctuating from day to day. If we get rid of the rest of these, we can see just the green here. So some days it's spending $160, some days $23, some days $30, some days $130. It's kind of all over the place here, right? Well, it's doing that more or less intentionally, right? It's trying to spend our budget during times when it's likely to get us the best results. And not only that, but it's based on when people are searching and clicking on ads, which varies throughout the day and week and month and year. And so it's very seldom, unless you're spending, tens of thousands of dollars a month on your ads, you're probably going to see these big up and down swings in your ad spend budget for a given campaign. Now, if you're spending $20,000 a month on a campaign, it's going to start to even out a bit. You might start to see a flow from on more of a weekly basis, right? So like maybe weekends are busier or slower, and then during the week is slightly different. But either way, it's going to spend some amount each day. Sometimes actually it won't spend any on one day, and then it'll go up and spend a whole bunch the next day. But ultimately, the idea is that it's going to take your daily budget, and it does a little calculation up front. It multiplies this number by 30.3, which is the average number of days in a month. So 30 and a third of a day. Right? Obviously, there's not a third of a day in any given month, but that's just the calculation so that it's roughly the same every month. So it takes that amount, so $90 a day, multiplies it by 30.3, which if we do the math on that, 90 times 30.3 is going to be $2,727. And if we hover over this, it's saying it won't spend more than $2,736. So that's actually just a little bit higher, right? And so it might spend a lot one day and very little the next day, but over the span of 30 days, it should get really close to this amount right here. Now, it's not always going to hit this amount. Like you'll see, this is actually only spent $2,600 or $2,593.34. I believe we did change the budget part of the way through here, so that just hasn't run through yet. But that's the other thing, is sometimes you might be increasing or decreasing your budget, which I would recommend only doing every so often. Like, you don't want to be increasing and decreasing your budget every day or every other day. That's going to make it tough for the Google Ads machine learning algorithms to figure out what they need to be doing. But what you can do is, if you hover over your budget right here, you're going to see this thing that says View Budget Report. If you click on this View Budget Report, that's going to show us an actual breakdown of the budget over time. So we can see kind of what the max daily spend is, how much we've spent out of that maximum daily spend. And then as we get closer here, it's going to give us some different lines. So we have this top one, which is our target. So that's $2,740 is the target. Then the blue line down here is how much we've actually spent on the ads. And then as time goes on, you'll see these coming up to converge up here at the top at the end of the month at a level that should be right around where our target is. And in some cases, we might have the budget set to $200 a day, but it's really only spending $100 a day. And this is where we'd be able to see that. So we'd be able to see it's only going to spend about half of the budget by the end of the month. Now we need a bit more data in order to get that indicator. But this can be really helpful to know, how much am I actually going to spend of this budget? Should I be reallocating some of this budget towards a different campaign because this campaign is not going to spend all of this budget? And it really comes down to like the search volume, the geographic area that you're targeting, the types of keyword match types, that sort of thing will determine how many clicks are available, how much you're willing to spend per click, and ultimately how much budget you're going to end up using throughout the course of the month. And sometimes people freak out about this fluctuation, right? Because it can actually spend 2x your daily budget on any given day. So if you have your daily budget set to $90 and it spends $180 in one day, you might think, oh my gosh, what is happening? But there's likely going to be a day where it only spends like $1 or $2, And so it will even out over the course of a whole month. It's going to determine how much to spend each day on an ongoing basis in order to prevent the ads from going over your target budget for the entire month, based on this number times 30.3. Or maybe it's 30.4. That might be 30.4. Either way, it's like 30.3 or 30.4. It's a little bit over 30, which is like the average number of days in a month. So that when you're looking at this and you're seeing, okay, look, the blue actually hit the top here, but then the next day it didn't spend any at all, you'll start to kind of see a pattern going through. And like we were talking about before, Google's trying to determine like which days to show your ads on such that you're going to get the best performance, and that's going to fluctuate. So like on this day, we got 5 conversions at a $32 cost per conversion. Our average for the last month is $50, so that was actually a pretty good move. It's not always going to be the best. Like this day, it spent $175. Only got 2 conversions, cost us $87 a conversion. Granted, we are using maximized conversions, and so that's a bid strategy that's going to try and spend more money on clicks that are more likely to turn into leads for our business. So that's kind of daily ad spend budgets in a nutshell. I hope this was helpful. If there's anything you did have questions about, don't hesitate to reach out. Just drop your questions in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to get back to them there. Look, if you're the type of person that just doesn't even want to deal with Google Ads anymore, then you can always reach out to me. My company is Missoula SEO Geek. I'll leave a link to my website down below, but we do manage Google Ads for different companies in different industries, and you can come learn about what we do, what makes us unique. You can even read some of the testimonials from some businesses that we've taken from 0 to over $1 million in revenue, like this one here. And really just see that, this is the type of thing that's going to explode your business growth. So feel free to reach out. You can always give us a call or contact us through our website, and we'll look forward to working with you.